My friend shared a story that occurred 3 years ago. She confided how she had discovered her husband with a young mistress, an experience that shook her to her core. This revelation tormented her deeply, leaving her questioning their entire relationship. Despite his outright denials and attempts to brush off her accusations, she couldn't shake the betrayal. Eventually, she decided to seek her own sense of peace through revenge. The opportunity arose during her daughter's birthday party, where she resolved to take matters into her own hands. As the evening unfolded, she observed the guests, scanning the crowd with purpose. Several men caught her attention, relatives from her son-in-law's side of the family. She noted that their wives had been unable to attend the event, leaving them unaccompanied. Her husband, oblivious to her growing frustration, had been drinking excessively. Within a couple of hours, he was thoroughly intoxicated. She dutifully escorted him home, helped him into bed, and returned to the party with a renewed sense of determination. Feeling emboldened, she decided to let loose and make herself the center of attention. She drank heavily to relax, allowing the alcohol to loosen her inhibitions. She danced energetically, sang along to the music, and joined in the laughter of the gathering. Her goal was simple: to draw the eyes of the men around her. She believed that her carefree and slightly inebriated demeanor would naturally attract male attention, as it often did in such settings. Yet, much to her dismay, her efforts seemed to go unnoticed. The lack of acknowledgement gnawed at her confidence, leaving her increasingly frustrated. Overwhelmed by her emotions, she stepped outside into the cool night air, seeking solace in the quiet yard. She found a bench and sat there, lost in thought, contemplating whether to call it a night and head home. Just as she was about to leave, her son-in-law, Daniel, appeared. He approached her for a smoke, his demeanor casual yet slightly tense. Complaining about the persistent rain and mentioning a disagreement with his wife, he struck up a conversation. The yard was dimly lit, with the faint glow of distant lights barely reaching them. Despite the gloom, he remarked on how vibrant and beautiful she still looked, a compliment that caught her off guard. In that moment, she realized that Daniel, despite being young and somewhat intoxicated, might offer her the comfort she sought. As their conversation continued, his tone grew more earnest. He complimented her beauty with sincerity, remarking that love transcends age and that she was still full of life. Her initial hesitation melted away as his words emboldened her. Without much deliberation, she took his hand and led him to the nearby bathhouse, a secluded space where they could escape prying eyes. What began with tentative touches and flirtatious glances quickly escalated. Their kisses grew more passionate, and they gave in to the intensity of the moment. That night, Daniel revealed a side of himself she had never expected. His youthful energy and ardor awakened feelings in her that she hadn't experienced in years, not even with her husband. She admitted to herself that the connection she felt with him was exhilarating and unparalleled. In the weeks that followed, she found excuses to visit her daughter's home more frequently. Officially, she was there to help with household chores and provide support to her husband, who remained distracted by his extramarital affairs. Unofficially, she sought out moments with Daniel, their bond growing deeper with each encounter. Their relationship evolved into something neither had anticipated, a mix of passion and mutual understanding that neither could resist. Even after her daughter gave birth, their clandestine relationship persisted. The arrival of the baby did little to dampen their connection. On the contrary, they found ways to steal moments together, relishing the forbidden thrill of their bond. Despite the complications and moral dilemmas, they continued to find solace in each other's company, navigating the blurred lines of loyalty, desire, and love.